I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is August 13, Wednesday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. So, playa, as we mentioned yesterday, we would like to, depending on the seasonality, but they all had the same thing in common, which was kind of coming up, getting a little bit of higher highs and higher lows, squeezing back into this 3.5 to 4 projection, and then coming back down. We don't know about how far over here, but this is the push up and then the retrace. Keeping it simple, we're in an expansion. Keeping it simple, we have a breakout level right there. So, just logical to push up and come back down. And bro, what did we do, man? This is what we did. You can't make this shit up, baby. So let me get into the fire. We're already pushing up here, these straggling higher highs and higher lows. When you have 930 up here, I'm definitely not buying up here. So what does that mean? You got opening range gap, obviously. You have very high risk of retracing back in. You have a speaker always generally forming at a top. So even if you just use this area for a target, which is coupled with this first green line that I circle that I got here, we came up to the above 2 standard deviation. We're inside that 3.5 to 4 and damn near a tad higher than 50% of that. Man, let me tell you, man, I get fire out here, bro. I mean, for real. If I was to, and this is how I make videos long. If I was to, let's just say if I could do it perfectly here and measure the between 3.5 to 4. Actually, I should just put 3.5. So, you see where that is? You can't look, man. You can't make that up. Look at the body sitting right there. So I'm trying to get in here on I'm looking for a pump dump is what I'm saying. So pump first, fake trap all the buyers, and 930 is going to be the manipulation. Come on, you can't. Come on, look at that. Am I off by a hair? Look where 50% is, and look where my entry is. Let's talk about that, player. Let's talk about this fire, because motherfucking retail ain't doing this. I'm letting you know. They just ain't doing this. And I'm just, proud of myself at the same time, but sticking to something that's simple after all this technical stuff. But in general, 930, if 930 is going to be the manipulation, then we expect 10 o'clock to be the distribution type of thing, right? So if 830 was going to be the manipulation and we popped up, then 930 would be kind of distribution, right? Just for your notes. And then again, if 930 is the manipulation, distribution is at 10 o'clock. We're looking for that 10 o'clock candle to expand. So as you see here at 930, we pop up and then we get some drives. So this is a drive in itself, the 930 candle with the wick. See how it pops up and retraces deep? So then push to this area right here. And then one more raid. I know what you fuckers are doing. Yeah, did I try to sell this firstly? Absolutely, I tried to sell this. Did I get stopped out? Absolutely. Do I care? No. Why? Because I know we coming down here. Where are we in this flow? Dude, it can't get any easier than this. We should be very grateful the way the market's moving. But anyways, you can see a speaker here. The top part. Look at this area right here. You could tell that there was like a high, a low, a high, a low, a high, and then it's speakering out. And then where is, look how I framed the day. I'm gonna try to make this quick. I have my general first target is gonna be 50% with that liquidity. Which liquidity? This liquidity right here, pre-New York. Okay, after 6 o'clock, all this little equal lows here, and that's a breakout area. Okay, so I got that highlighted. Second spot, you see it here, which is the bottom. Obviously 25% of the opening range gap. I have the daily gap today. I have the midnight level, which is important for today as well. And then what's right here is obviously this guy right here, that liquidity right there. And we have that guy right there, which is the Asia low. Notice how the Asia low was not taken. So, and then, what am I doing here? I'm sure in yesterday's video, I didn't mark out the PM sessions first and balance. You should be doing that on your own anyway. But I'm also going to use this as a target. And I'm sorry. So that's this area here. Now the third final target that I'm looking around is to get in this area. I got it very clear before we even get there. Very, very clear about where I'm going and where I'm specific at. This isn't like, oh, well, it broke this low, so let's take a trade. No, that's not what's going on. This ain't goofy retail. So I have the first imbalance there. I'm sorry, of the PM session yesterday. That's why the top is circled right there. Now let's get to the projections. I got two of them right here. I got one, which is this swing here. See, we have a low, a high, higher low, high, break. Very clear. All right, coming right back in. Okay, what? Sweeping these guys right here. That's how I got into that sell yesterday on CPI with a very similar logic. Did I get here? No, I was already in here. Why? Because you get on a higher time, you get on a smaller time frame, even sub-seconds. You get the pin bars and all that bullshit, right? But we got the first imbalance right here, not too big, but and then we're playing around. This is the 930 level, obviously, and then beautifully shoots the hell down, wiping out all these suckers, right? Because they're inducing to try to buy. Bro, why would anybody buy up here? You know, if you watch yesterday's video, you're very clear of the logic I'm saying that, you know, real buyers are waiting for a retrace. We just broke through the all-time high. You think they're not going to want to retrace in general? So that's why I don't need to hit this, but watch how I do this shit. And then I have my second projection here, right? Which I'm doing this was a 5-minute candle or 15? It was a 5-minute candle. I'm going to go to the 5 well, let me go to the fucking 5 minutes. I'll make shit long, but this is fire, buddy. Fire, buddy. Just fire. So I'm measuring this 5-minute candle, because this 5-minute candle, when it opened up, obviously included 930. It took out the lows here of the first consecutive blue candles, and then it popped up and it stopped. So I'm measuring just that candle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but this is what my logic was, because once we came up and we broke that again, that's another break. You can't see it because the stupid lines, bro. I don't know why they do that. It's right there. So that's a break and retrace. This is a lower high, right? And look at the bodies staying close. But the point is that even breaking these 3 consecutive candles has changed the delivery, right? So I want to make it short. Come on, man. So I'm trying to explain so much. So that's what this measurement is. I got 1 and 1.5 here. 2 to 2.5 here, and I got 3.5 to 4 down here, right? So when I'm coupling, you know, the projection here of 2 to 2.5, this is my first minimum target, period. There is no question about it, right? Second target, obviously, this would be the next round, because the 2 to 2.5 on this projection is matching with this 3.5 to 4, and it's circling all this beautiful area. We know it's probably going to seal it. So what am I doing here? All right, so I'm catching the tip, I'm coming down, and I'm getting into, look where it tags, that first 25, I'm sorry, the bottom 25%. I'm getting into this area. I want to start squeezing down so I can take that profit, and I'm going to look for another entry. Why? You see the flow, I already got it marked. Look at this fucking resistance right here. This is called a mitigation block or a mitigation area. Basically, anybody who's buying here just pushed right through. This is your fucking classic support resistance. And look at the body and the head. I mean, dude, I've drawn this before all this is panning out, but then you have it here, right? So we boner candle, trying to look all tough like a boner candle, and then another leg down, lower low, pop up for the lower high right there, right? That's an imbalance. Perfect. Look at the body of the actual candle. Look at the line, bro, sitting perfect. People are confused over here. Like, oh, should we long? What? Yeah, you guys don't know what you're fucking doing on the internet. Just flat out. Right? I'm going to be real with you. Pops down again. Okay. Gives it a little hesitation. Pops back. Now we get below this. Look at this last up candle. I got them drawn perfectly. Look at how they're stopping perfectly. Fucking beautiful. What am I doing again? Well, these are lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And I'm catching that. Look at that leg. Energetic. Coming down. The expansion of that 4-hour candle. Right? And here's the logic of me even coming to down here. Why? Well, normally they will come back to the breakout level, right? Of the all-time high and that breakout level, right? They'll come back to it. Maybe not on your time. Maybe they'll do it later today or in Asia, you know. Anyways, the point is that If you look at this range here, I didn't draw it in this picture, but it'll be in the next one. This range here from here to here, right? Because CPI made the high and then it came back for a higher low and then it popped up again. That's structure. So from this higher low to this higher high, can't keep it more simple than that. Where is an imbalance at 50% or below? Right here. And and it's this up here in this area in this 4 hour. This is not even below 50%. That means it's more of a reason why I'm going to knock into this 4 hour imbalance. That's logic I'm giving you. All right, and cool, right? And then get stopped out. What do we do next, baby? What do we do next, baby? You see this right here, right? You see this? Get stopped out here, and then we have a 5-minute imbalance right here, and this is a 5-minute imbalance. You can see it, and this is the 25% as well. And then we are reaching down slowly. They're fucking around and trying to get these people that know how to trade lower highs, right? And then they dig right back in. Look at the body sitting there on that imbalance, and then rushes down to almost seal it. It doesn't seal it. Gets into this area that I mentioned to seal. Then it comes back up. This is still an auction area. They call it lower high. This is just resistance that they call it. Notice that this up candle, this blue up candle, it does not break that high. It is literally the same level. If you go do the research, which I'm doing it for you, which I shouldn't, but I'm not a dick or anything. But point is that you see here, see the high of this candle. What's up there? High 973.25. What's the high here? 973.25. They're exactly the same. That's a control of price. Continuing down. Fire. All right, tagging in, bodies, wicking in again. Look how they're trying to wick and fuck you to not get in this trade. Why? Because they know they're coming down, making it difficult. Also, time distortion. Very logical and simple stuff. 5-minute holds. Look at my entry, just fucking gorgeous. And then, where am I going, baby? Where am I fucking going, baby? I'm just having fun, sorry. So, you got that first imbalance from yesterday. Got it dragged out very clearly. I'm going right into it. Specifically, this is an algorithmic level. And then you got the negative 3.5 to 4 from this projection here. Okay, where is negative 3? It's fucking inside it. Look. I can't get it any better than this. I cannot get it any better than this. You want to know how I get it better than this? Right here. Yeah. Very specific, right? If I'm looking, so you got the speaker now formed right there. You see that? And look how we jumped into the 4-hour imbalance. Now I have by the way, I have the range highlighted here. See that? While we're coming down, I got that range from here to here. I put it in thick, right? And look at the 50%. The 50% is literally laying on the same level of the all-time high right here. Previous all-time high right there. That's mathematics. It can't be by accident. Then here, I didn't do that in the picture before. And then while I'm still selling, I do another projection. You can see it on the 15-minute. I'm being very clear. I'm doing this whole swing from here to the last low that made the high, right? You know what I'm saying? That makes sense? So from there to there, right? Look at the 101.5. Look at the 101.5. We're tapping that 101.5. That's when I'm selling down in. Okay. Look what happens. Well, I'm looking for, we've been selling for a while, and here you got some easy sellers here and late sellers. What am I doing here? Look how that same candle that I got out on, tip to tip, bro, tip to tip. Right? You see that? Wicks. Look at the body. Then this next candle, boom, taps that 50%. Out of all the places on this chart, you think this is random? Can't be. That's perfect. What did I do? So it tagged it, and then when this price was pushing up, I tried to get filled. I didn't get filled, and then I tried to push buy right here as it passed the opening of the candle. Right, I didn't get filled, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Because it kind of jumped too fast. And then because I'm pushing the buy button while I'm looking at other screens, in the corner, right, which is on the seconds as well. Anyways, we seal this pretty much as it's an imbalance. Get these little 3 guys down, And what am I doing here? Like I said, I'm just trying to come back up into what? Something logical, which is where? Well, remember, we use this opening day gap. We use it as resistance. We're above it, right there. Boom. Come underneath it. Boom. Right there. See that? See that? First of all, there's an imbalance right there. There's actually a 5-minute here. I didn't label it. But for the 1 minute right here, I have that right there. And I have the bottom of that daily gap. Look at that. That's fucking perfect, bro. Right? So what am I doing? I'm logically going to come back to this area. I have this projected here with the 3 candles right here. You see the 101.5, right? And I have what? Also the daily gap. And then what I have here, 101.5 is sitting on the 25%. Right, and then up here is just liquidity, and then the -2. So what I was trying to do is take the buy. I'm done with the day. It's 11:23. This trade, I wasn't even going to take it, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take one last trade for a quick lower high. At the least, it could be going up, it could be going down, but I know, and I'm pretty sure that this is a lower low, and we're making a lower high again, and we're going to squeeze out some people. So I take the buy. I take it, and look where I get filled. Sloppy entry for me, but it's still great. Why? Each candle, when the candle closes, and when it's going to be bullish and moving fast, I want to see these candles close and just push up, close, push up, right? That's how I got in this trade here, right? And then pushing it up to where? Up here. I'm trying to squeeze it up. It's done. I'm done. And do you want to sit for the rest of the day? No. Why? Fuck that. I say this all the time before I've heard anybody say it, but I came to do what I came to fucking do. What did it do? Started going sideways, playing around all day. You had to sit here through lunch. Then it came down. I saw this as a sell possibly. But if I was to have took this sell here, it would have stopped here, and then it came back up again. Because they know people like me are getting their ass. So they do this, and then they sweep, and now someone thinks it's really bullish. I don't think that. But it could have went. I mean, but I'm not here to fucking find out. Right? I've already hit a target that I wanted to get to, and then boom, we get more into here, but it stops. What does it do? Then it makes a low. And I was gonna take this. So I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm gonna go to lunch, and I'm straight. But where's the showing me that it's gonna sell? Well, it swept here and got more of these guys, and then it comes down. Shouldn't have done that. Comes and sticks in here for so long. Fuck that. Then pushes down, but right there where this candle, this 11:51, you have time involved, and the 11:50, look how it sells from the gap, from the daily gap. You can't make that up, dude. And then it pushes down from there, and it's lower low, lower high, and then it sweeps that guy. And what if I was to have been trying to hold it? What if I was to try to hold it to this area? I'd be waiting all damn day. It didn't even hit it, and it's gonna do it. It's probably gonna do it in Asia, London. This is the first real lower low to then lower high to then come back in here. It's very logical to come in there, right? Of this breakout level. But and then guess what? Comes right back up, plays around, drives up, squeezes more. This guy doesn't take him out. You see that? And that makes another lower high. Not these guys, right? And then boom, comes down. Doesn't take that guy out, comes all the way back up, speakering, high resistance. You want to get chopped up and play around in here? These motherfuckers is, I'm going to be buying. Oh, it took me out. Oh, I'm going to start selling right here. Boom, rips it up. I'm going to start buying. Rips it down. I'm going to start selling. Rips it up. Bro, that's logic. You don't need to be involved in any of that shit. Just fire, bro. And then, whatever. Dollar coming down, and then here was the writing on the wall as well. So check this out. So initially when we were pushing up here, we had higher lows with Nas, and we had lower lows with S&P and Dow. See how they both wicked and took those guys out? We didn't get that. So I was like, you fucking bitches, I'm not going to buy you anyway, so it's fine. And I understand that it's going to be a 9:30 raid. All right, so it pushes up here. Then we come down. We have a lower low here with Nas. We have still a higher low here with S&P and down. I'm like, yeah, okay. We're coming to get all this down here. Because I have narrative. I have a story behind what I'm actually doing. And I'm not really concerned with this, but because I was already selling from up here, right? But then when you had this confirmation of a lower high here, with Nas, that was beautiful. Lower high came all the way up, and I wasn't scared of this bitch. I wasn't scared of this bitch. They came all the way back up. They came all the way back up here, and I didn't get stopped out. That's specific. That's very intentional. Where did I go here? What was I just doing? Why does that keep fucking showing, bro? What was I just doing? Bro, why does that keep showing down there? I don't understand these fucking people. Where was I? Here. Yeah. So I made the and it's a rejection wick right there. And then we have still had higher highs. They were pushing up still. They were pushing up, and then we had our lower high. Change it. Now, I mean, obviously that's the most proper entry, right? And then we push down. So we start pushing down, and then fucking Dow makes another higher high here, and we're clearly lower highs here, and then it's just gone, baby. Then when it came down to over here where I took this buy, obviously I had that first imbalance, but we had higher lows with Dow and lower lows with S&P and NAS. And did we buy back up? Yeah. Beautiful. And then look at the rest of the day. So, and before I do leave this chart, I want to look at this. Let me see. They're building that liquidity. Tough. Dude, imagine buying that, bro. That sucks. And then you had a higher low here with Dow, clear, lower lows, bought up. Okay. And now it's kind of just going sideways, man. Look at Dow, beautiful push up. I mentioned we're bullish. Even though we had divergence here, this is the sleeper. What they're doing here is they're time distorting, and they're trying to get more sellers involved here, obviously, so then they can rip their ass up, because they haven't made all-time highs yet since the new year. If you were trading Dow, wouldn't you be pissed? Fuck you. But speaker here, see that? High, low, high, low, high. All right, see that? I mean, you can't make that up. And then extending here, expected. Yeah, it was bullish. I mean, again, it's looking like the 5-year and the 30-year. The 15-year would have came down way more. Dude, didn't even come into their opening range gap at all. They were very bullish. And then and higher high, higher low structure so far here. And logical as well. Fake pump, right? Trapping them, ripping them down, almost sealing it. Look at the gap. Yo, come on, man. Just fire. Previous day's high. Body's respecting it. Look at that, perfectly. Bought back up. It's going to be tricky coming forward. Look at that, though. Come on, man. Come on, man. I know you're probably like, dude, that's a lot of shit on the chart. I was trying to measure this 3.5 to 4 here. Okay. So right there. And right there. And look where the entry is. It's just sick. All right, I'm deleting this because this was just trying to prove a point. This weekly wick, I don't really need it anymore unless we try to dip back in. I'm going to leave it off all the other charts. I'm going to leave this only on the daily. I'm going to take this off. I'm sorry, anything underneath the daily. All right, just so it's, not crazy looking. For now. And then video initially pushing up and then coming back down. Pretty much all of them were no hurry to go anywhere. And did I tell you everything here? Yeah, I mean, I went through all this. We're playing around. And we're now 101.5. Beautiful final target. Again, look how I did everything very intentional. Taking profit down here, getting into another lower high for the next leg. And that's how you grab a fucking whole entire leg, bro. Beautiful buyback up here. And I think they're going to come down. The price shouldn't even be down here if it was going to be buying still. And they're going to raid this shit for sure. They're gonna raid this shit for sure. I'm assuming. Let me not say for sure, but it's logical to come into that breakout area where people were just literally buying right on top. It was too easy, and it kept floating. So they want to make sure they get those guys because they know this is also an easy buy because no one is also willing to buy. So there's that. This is just experience. 101.5 equal lows. Coming to this, the range is 50%. It's literally laying on the same. That's mathematics. All of this is math. All of this. This is all math in general. What do we have down here? Breakout level, push through. Remember, I got out like right here, and this looks good coming down. You got a 2 to 2.5 here. I have a nice higher time frame, mid frame time frame projection here. It's very kosher. I'd say Asia London do that. If not, then they don't want to get below this first imbalance of the PM session of yesterday. I did not draw the one today. And where would that be? Right here. Right here. All right. Let's do that. That's Wednesdays. This is Wednesdays. First imbalance. Should have put on the other time frame. Oh, this is definitely how I made videos long. All right, and then what was I doing? Just to make sure this is right. What's the close here? Close 938.25. Open here, 938.25. That's fine, and then down here, that's a gap, I think. Close 927, and then open 926.75. So just a hair lower, gotta include it. And sometimes, when you're trying to move fast and while the shit's moving, it's like trying to do that shit sucks, but whatever. Look at that, 50%, same level, damn near as the settlement, and we're still here. We're hugging it, and we'll see. Okay, so I made this long, didn't I? 27 minutes. Let me move forward. Again, just simple logic. Simple logic. We've done all this, and we've done this, and we're here. I don't know if it's gonna come down here. That negative 2 to 2.5 that I got projected. That's over here. It's this is kind of like what I was drawing. And then push up, right? And looking at the seasonal data, nothing's obviously changed. But now going into these 10 days in the middle of the week, in the middle of the 10 days, which is obviously like the 15th, 16th, whatever. The thing is that I was showing you that this was the 5-year pretty much. All right. And very similar to the 30-year here. And then the 15-year would come all the way down. So the pushing up and then the retracement back in a little bit is going to be very logical. It already kind of happened, which I'm surprised. On the 5-year, it happens early. It does happen on the 13th, 12th, 13th. The 30-year, it happens more towards the 18th. So we're supposed to keep buying. So now that I've said that, hopefully you are listening to what I'm saying. I'm going to give you the new script. So depending on time, the 5-year it's already looking pretty good, right? So we've already talked about this, and then we'll shoot the fuck up from something like this, right? However long this takes, okay? All right. So that's the 5-year, and then that's the 5-year, and then the 30-year. I'm not even going to do let me just do the 30-year. If it's the 30-year and it's still early, then maybe we don't come down here or not. Okay, but if we do, then it's gonna wait till more towards the 18th, and then we get like a nice pullback, and then we get a nice push up. Nothing crazy. All right. If it's the 15-year, then it is possible to do something like this. come even harder. All right. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about. Guaranteed 30-minute video now. So, where's Mondays? This is Mondays right here. Do they want to come down to this Monday? Let's look on the daily real quick. That 25% held on that wick, and then this is a down candle. This is an imbalance here. I'm gonna draw it, and maybe they want to come in here on the daily. All right, it's this whole area that I've been, kind of talking about in this video today. And I can't make videos short. I explain too much. So yeah. So notice that expansion. Was that part of the expansion? No. Oh, should I have been? Yeah, probably. I could have held in for the expansion and look for the sell-off back, trying to get most of the market, but at the same time, don't need to. They don't need to fuck around with all this. And then I already know I'm in flow or in sync with what's going on. In this time, obviously we're looking for the sell for the retrace. And then that's that right there, bro. Fuck. I feel like there's something else I need to say, but there definitely isn't. I'm always gonna miss something here. So yes, I have this projected here for the 2, and I don't know if maybe you are wondering this or not. You're like, well, you said this was stacked over here. I even measured this whole bottom swing up. It's like, no, I'm not waiting for it to hit here to sell. I'm still in flow, and I expect a retrace even before we get up here, possibly. Just simple flow, right? As the 930 was that manipulation. If it kept going, then it would be like, well, dude, that would have sucked. It kept waiting, but I wouldn't have been. It would have went without me for sure. But anyways, I think I'm talking too much. But we have this 3.5 to 4 that's really in control here. That's this bottom right here. Yeah, I'm doing way too much, bro. I definitely need to charge $5,000 for a lifetime membership, or maybe even a year. But that's not the logic here. The logic is just in general, just to retrace back. That's why I drew what I drew. So without all this perfection shit, but it coming in at 3.5 to 4, I said we're almost there. Even in when I finished the video. So, I was gonna forget something to also show you for free. This here. Don't get lost in this. This is gonna be a quad here. All right. That's the low to the high. I'm gonna move it over because I know there's hella shit in this chart. I'm just gonna move it over. A little extra credit for you. Not extra credit. A little bonus for you. So when we had this high to low, I didn't do this, but look how we come. When we came up and we came down, we almost hit the 25% to the tick. Right? And this is expected. So then you're buying in a discount. The 50% is here. Low came to the 50% of this whole range, but now we're stepping our way up here. Then we come up. Oh, we hit the 75. Come a little bit higher. We retrace back. Look where they come in. Well, there's that imbalance. You're looking for, well, where is the imbalance that's below the 50? Well, that's here, but guess what? They didn't let you get it, right? So you also can't be, too married to it. But this is just framework. And then we push back to the 25%. We push above, and then all yesterday's bullshit was also sitting on that 25%. And they missed it by a hair again. But see that? You don't have to be perfect, but it's just you use that for your framework, and you can do it's fractal. You can do it any which way. So even if we decide to buy back up from here, I'm gonna that range from high to low. All my schematics are gonna be in that same situation, right? I've said way too much. I gave you way too much, but I'm feeling good, and I'm liking this market right now, and it's pretty smooth. So, you guys take care. God bless.